Hi guys, I am Dr. Tiffany Shelton Mariola. I am a neuropsychologist and I'm the founder of Mod Ambition. And today in this video, I want to share with you guys how my vision board came true. But before we jump into my vision board, I want to stop and ask you, are you watching this video thinking that maybe your goals were just another year of meaningless words and they didn't really turn into reality? I want to ask you, are you perhaps looking at them in the wrong way? Could it be actually like one of those optical illusions pictures, if you've ever seen one of those, and you just need to shift your perspective a little bit to see the blessings and actually what turned out for you this year, and actually how it's just a starting off point to moving you closer to everything you want to see become reality. So as I share my vision board with you, I'm also going to be sharing a crucial tool when it comes to manifestation and achieving your goals, which is radical acceptance along the way, radical acceptance along that journey. And I'm hoping that it can help you view your own vision board with more grace, more pride, and gratitude. And be sure to stay tuned for tips at the end on how to make a vision board that actually works. Let's jump right in. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys on the screen this vision board, and we can start with the first section of my vision board. This year I divided my vision board into 4 parts around my word of the year, which was push. And the first section of my vision board was all about something that may be easy for some people but is really hard for me, which is all about prioritizing my joy. My first goal of prioritizing my joy for me is all about, I'm a very ambitious person, and like most ambitious people, it's really easy for me to be go, go, go. I'm a type A person. I have a lot of pursuits. I'm also a mom and wife. And so I easily fall into this tendency to work and to hustle. And I really want to balance that out with also taking care of myself to make sure that my hustle is sustainable and to make sure that I'm enjoying the journey along the way and not just always focused on that end destination, right? So you'll see in this top corner of my vision board, I have things like my supplements. I have my little brain picture. If we start with the supplements, that was all about honing in on the right supplement regimen and routine that works for me. I do have a video on the supplements I use, and I would say that that definitely came true. I'm at a point right now where I've really streamlined it. I am using AG1 greens, so I get a lot of my vitamins and supplements through my AG1 greens. I also add a drop of vitamin D. I've added that. I also take my Happy Gummies, which is my saffron supplement, and my HTP. So I take those last 2 because I do suffer from OCD, and that helps kind of balance out things and helps your serotonin levels. So I'm very happy that that came to fruition, that I've found a routine that works for me. I also have a Peloton on here. We have the Peloton treadmill. This is something that has been sparked in me. I'm currently, join me on my lives on Friday in my accountability meeting for our goals. You know, I'm trying to amp that level up and to go at a harder pace, but I am happy that I've solidified actually the habit of getting on there. I just want to go harder at it and actually make it more intense, so that will probably flow into next year. Then I have 2 books on here to represent reading. So I read on my Kindle a lot, but I also read in like the physical holding the book form. This is something that has really came true for me this year. I have read so many books that I really enjoyed reading, that I found a lot of value in, also a lot of audiobooks as well. So that's something that I'm happy that I was able to prioritize. I have the quote on here, become a priority in your life, which has really resonated with me throughout the year. I keep my vision board in different places, on my phone, on my computer. I have one in my planner. So seeing that quote throughout the year has definitely been helpful. And then I just have flowers, which I've had a very great habit of keeping fresh flowers in my house, planning and journaling, taking care of my mental health. I did start therapy this year, so that was a goal that I had, and I go about every 2 weeks. So this first section of really prioritizing my joy, I'm going to essentially, I feel like the seeds of this goal have been solidified, and what I'm really hoping to do in 2024 is to amp that up. And when we think about radical acceptance, it's this idea of accepting everything along your way. Doesn't mean you'll be complacent with certain things, but even the negative things, even things that didn't come true for you, how could you look at those and say, what got in the way, or what lessons did I learn that are going to help me become that person that achieves those things I want? So for instance, with me with the cardio, yes, I started it off and I've been going to Pilates and those things, but what lessons have I learned about what works for me, what gets in the way that I can take into 2024 to actually keep evolving into this fit person that I'm hoping to become? My next section on my vision board was based on a really hard lesson that I had to learn in my first business, Conscious Life Shop. So in my first business, I used to sell meditation cushions and a variety variety of other things in my last business. But in that business selling meditation cushions, one of the things that happened was I was making a lot of revenue. I was getting up to, I think at the most was like 5 figures. But the hard lesson I had to learn was that revenue is not the only thing that dictates business. There's also the expenses that come out of that revenue that get you to your bottom line of profit. So a lot of the things that were eating up my profit in that business were the shipping cost. It was a very heavy product selling those meditation cushions because the top part was filled with almost like beans, but really heavy, and the bottom part was filled with cotton. It was also large, so it was expensive to ship, not only to get them from my supplier in India, but also to ship them to my customers. At the time, I was having a fulfillment center ship them. So there was all these added costs in the business, and it was also very expensive to market, and I didn't have that built into my costs because I was trying to keep the cost down of the cushion. So I didn't really calculate how much it takes to run a business on the other side of just getting revenue. So this year, my main goal in my business was to increase profit, and I wanted to do that by decreasing expenses, also obviously increasing revenue, but making sure that I was focused on profit and not just revenue in my business. So that was one of my goals, and that's all about this second section of my vision board. So you'll see that I have my planner, which is the product that I'm selling. Also, I wanted to use a lot of apps in my business. So you'll see I have the phone with apps. So I wanted to use as much software as I could without hiring actual people, which is incurs a much larger cost than automating things through software. I also have a quote here that says consistency equals success. So not feeling like I have to be perfect all the time. I am a small business owner. I'm only one person, but just maintaining my consistency, like here on YouTube, my consistency on posting on social media, sending out my emails, those sorts of things was really important to me, that I'm happy that I can say I achieved. If you've listened to my video or watched my video that I did on self-discipline, I talk about having flexibility as well. So I want to post 4 videos out of every 6 weeks. So my goal is to post every week, but knowing, hey, I'm a mom, I'm also a full-time neuropsychologist. I have a lot of things on my plate. So a more realistic view of that goal is to say out of every 6 weeks, I want to hit 4 of those weeks. I also have a picture here of a budget. So really staying consistent with budgeting and staying on top of my expenses in the business was a goal for me. One way that I was able to make that come true this year is really honing in on my CEO Fridays. That's my desk day, if you will, where I go through my mail, I do my budgeting, I do all those sort of admin tasks that are required from me personally, like scheduling doctor's appointments, those kinds of things, but also keeping up with my finances, like doing things like budgeting and those kinds of things. And just having a routine day for that built in my schedule has really helped me make that come true. I have some pictures that also reflect the brand. I did some really great photo shoots for the brand this year that I was really happy with, that helped me reach this goal. And then also just leaning into this idea of being a founder, really owning into promoting the planner, telling people about it, not being shy to talk about it, all those kinds of things. So I am happy to say that that came to fruition. I will say I didn't maybe increase the profit as much as I wanted to this year, but it definitely went in the right direction. I'm going to take those learnings with me into 2024. So this next section on my vision board is all about why I worked so hard in the first place and all about my values of family and legacy. So you'll see a couple pictures I have on here of matching family photos. You'll see a couple pictures I have on here of family photos. I do like to always incorporate on my vision boards actual current pictures of my life, and you'll see in each section actual pictures of me right now, because I actually want to remind myself that I do like my life now. I am very blessed and highly favored, and I don't want to ever forget that while striving for more. In addition to that, I also have some inspo photos. So I have the mom and her 2 kids dressed alike, which we did that on vacation. So that's how that came true. We went on vacation, which is what some of these pictures symbolize, in France. We also have pictures of Dallas, which is where I had my son's birthday and visited. Then I also have some pictures on here that represent my relationship with my husband. I am very happy to say that I'm happily married, and I want to continue to nurture that bond. So I have pictures that represent intimacy and date nights, and we were very good this year about keeping up with our date nights, so I'm proud of that. I also have a picture here representing like a mom teaching her daughter, and I was I was really determined to help my daughter learn to read, because that's something she's asked of me and something she's really interested in. So we did practice a lot with that. Now she has moved moved on to starting to read 3-letter words. She's only 4 years old, so I'm very happy with her work ethic because that's all her. She's the one that pushes me. And then prayer, I would say we need to do better with this. Some nights with the kids, I'm just so exhausted by the end of the night. We just are like read the book and throw them in the bed, but I do want to get better at having us pray with the kids each night. Sleep fail, but it's definitely something we need to work on. Then this last section of my vision board is all about pushing me out of my introverted comfort zone and helping me connect more with the people in my life that mean the most to me, and also people that I'm trying to bring into my life and make new friends. So this section about connecting more, I have connecting more with people in my life, but also, like I mentioned, building community. So you will see the microphone that represents speaking on YouTube and my podcast, and making sure that I'm putting myself out there when it comes to connecting. That's what those pictures are about, and I feel very happy with that coming true. I was able to show up on YouTube pretty much the amount of times that I wanted or expected, which was about every week in 2023, which I'm proud of. I also have a picture of girlfriends having lunch, so I've tried to increase the amount that I'm reaching out to new friends here in Colorado, but also keeping in contact, calling, texting my old girlfriends from college and from Texas, meeting up for coffee with friends that I'm meeting here. So I have pictures to represent that. That definitely came true because it takes effort as an adult to maintain these friendships. I have a picture representing connection with a couple in bed, so just having fun. That definitely came true. Now that my kids are older, me and my husband have more time since they go to bed at 7 to spend time with each other after they go to bed and just connect. So that is the pictures on my vision board that came true and how everything has manifested this year. And as we end the year, if I think about the word push, I think about it in the sense of balance, like continual momentum, as if I'm like, a rock up the hill, pushing myself going, but also knowing that if you want to keep pushing something, if you want to keep growing, that requires rest and rejuvenation and balance, and really thinking about the word push in the sense of striving, but also doing what it takes to be able to maintain that type of striving and pushing. So I also encourage you to think about your word of the year as you reflect on your 2023 vision board and how it has evolved throughout the year. Okay, let's dive into some of the tips on how to actually make a vision board that works so you can make all your dreams come true in 2024. Okay, when it comes to making your vision board, the first thing you're going to want to do is to set your goals. And I want to punch this in when it comes to setting your goals. So if you're kind of distracted, come back to me now. And I want you to hear to make sure you're in a really good, relaxed mood when you're setting your goals. Like I said, if you set your goals in the wrong frame of mind, whether you're burned out, tired, sad, frustrated, that is going to push that energy into your goals for the new year. And you don't want that because like attracts like. What you want to do is take some time. I like to chill out for a couple weeks before that. Stop striving so hard. Maybe just kind of let yourself relax. Like over the holidays is great. And take the time to be in a good frame of mind when you are sitting down to set your goals and then also do your vision board. And then you also want your goals to be aligned with your highest self, with what you truly value, with what's most important to you. And that way you're making goals that are helping you evolve as a person, helping you continue that process of constantly becoming so you can show up as your highest self. The Mod Ambition Goal Planner walks you through this strategically with achievement psychology and reflection prompts to help you set your goals for the new year in a way that is aligned with your highest self. And that way, when you set these goals that are based on achievement psychology and evidence-based systems, you can sit down to make your vision board from a really clear and conscious space. So I really suggest you use the Mod Ambition Planner to set your goals this year, or use some type of system that helps you do the conscious work to set goals that actually mean something to you, and that are set in a way that are going to actually help you achieve them. And I want to share some of those powerful exercises that are in the goal planner that are based on all this achievement psychology. So one of the really great exercises that's in the planner that you'll see that you can do on your own even is defining why do you want these goals in the first place. So if you think about the law of attraction, a lot of what the teachings and what has been backed up in research is that the desire, the wanting is a great motivation not only to get you started with a goal, but also to help you have the motivation to continue the work even when it gets hard. So the more you want something, the greater it is that you're going to be motivated to start the work that's needed to achieve that goal, and also maintain that work when you hit the needed resistance and anxiety and fear that is part of the goal getting process. So take some time once you define those goals to write down, why do you want this goal in the first place? What does it mean to you, to really fan that wanting, to really get that your brain wrapped around you really want this goal. And that's going to increase that dopamine to get you started. And the more you revisit your why of why you want this goal and why it's very important to you, the more it's going to help you stay consistent with that along the year as well. Another good evidence-based strategy that's in the goal planner that's going to help you set goals in a more strategic way is actually writing down also, why do you believe you will have this goal? So you know that you want it. The other piece of the law of attraction that is backed up by science is the more you believe that you can achieve something, the easier it will be to fuel that motivation to get it and to do the work to get there. So write down, why do you believe you're going to actually achieve this goal? If you have a goal of losing weight, why do you believe that you actually have what it takes to do what's needed to lose the weight? Why do you believe that you'll get there? Why do you believe you have it inside of you to achieve this goal? And doing that conscious work is going to help you get there as well. And doing that before you set your vision board is going to set you up to create imagery that's really going to support these beliefs as well. And then another really good strategy or protocol that you can use to help you get in the mindset to choose really powerful images for your vision board is to do what Abraham Hicks calls is an imagination workshop, where you take 10 to 15 minutes where you just envision what it is that you want to bring into your life. So if you see something you like out on your day-to-day, whether that's a car, something very material, or that's someone that handles stress really well, imagining yourself having those things, everything you would feel if you were to bring those things in your life, everything you would feel if you achieve those goals, and really envision it in your head before you make your vision board. It's going to be helpful for you to really bring in imagery, search for imagery that's going to be impactful for you on a day-to-day basis to make those dreams come true. And just on the practical side of making your vision board, I highly suggest creating a digital vision board. Yes, I'm a pen and paper type of girl. I'm a concrete girl. So you are going to print this out, but it's helpful to make a digital version of your vision board so you can put it in multiple different. So if you make a digital version of your vision board, you can print it out, you can put it in your planner, but you can also save it to your desktop. You can put it on your phone. You can put it in a lot of different places. You can print out multiple different copies, which is very helpful as opposed to if you make it like from a magazine or things like that. I guess essentially make photocopies, but it adds more friction to your process of putting it in multiple different. And one thing I want to note that's in science is if you put your, let's say, a vision board or post-it in one place to remind you of something, eventually it stops reminding you of that thing because our brain is tuned to tune out things that once we get complacent with them. So if your vision board is in the same place every year, then your mind is going to kind of tune it out. Yes, it'll soak in subconsciously, but if you want to be reminded of those things on your vision board, it's going to be helpful to then put it in different places so that your mind can kind of reset and actually be reminded when you see it versus it just being part of your everyday background. So I highly suggest making a digital vision board. And if you want the specifics on how to create a digital vision board, how to practically do it step by step, I'm going to refer you to a video I did here on how to create a digital vision board that works for you to watch next. Thank you guys so much for tuning into me on this review of my vision board this year. Cheers to planning, manifesting, and enjoying your dream life. And until next time, namaste.